Overtime rules are a little tricky. And part of the problem is we have two rules in Canada. We can work a maximum of 8 hours in one day or 40 hours in 1 week. And the problem is, depending on which one we use, we get different answers. So the number one thing to remember is we always want to get the most money for the employee. So whichever one has more OT, we use that rule. So let me give you an example. Carl works 43 hours. Now, counting daily, he works 6 overtime hours. If we look at the week, we always take 43 minus 40. So 6 hours if we look daily, 3 hours if we look weekly. 3 hours is smaller, so we don't use it. We use the 6. And so what we have to do is 43 minus 6. And we split it up. So of the 43, 6 is overtime, 37 regular, and we do the math with those two numbers. Let's take Mandy. She works 48 hours, and if you look on a daily level, she only works 2 hours of overtime. If you look at weekly, 48 minus 40 is 8 hours. This one's bigger, so we use the bigger number. So if we're using weekly, we're going to use the 40 regular and 8 hours OT. If we use the daily, we just take the total hours, subtract the OT, the leftover is the regular. So these two numbers for daily, these two for weekly. So how much do we get paid for overtime? So a key thing, and here's a little table, these are our 3 options. By law, we have to do a minimum of 1.5, and we always call that time and a half, because you get 1 and a half, time and a half. Some companies are very generous. Double time, you just multiply the hours by 2. And double time and a half, this might be governments on like Christmas or New Year's, it's times 2.5, double time and a half. So let's actually try the math. If we work 9.5 hours, $14.50 an hour, we have to separate it. 9.5 is 8 regular, that's the maximum in one day, and 1.5 OT. Both of them, we're going to take the $14.50 and only the overtime do we multiply by the 1.5. Sometimes it's times 2 or 2.5, but this case times 1.5. So do the math. And the final thing is we take the two numbers and we add them together. So keep in mind, we take the hours, we split them into regular and OT. We do the math for each one separately because OT gets 1.5. And at the end, we put them back together. We add them to get the total. So this is the gross pay, regular OT. So let's do it for a little more complicated. This one has 6 days. So we got to figure out how much daily overtime, how much weekly, and then figure out which one is bigger. So step 1 is looking on each day and saying how many regular and how much OT. If they work less than 8, it's just all regular. If they work more than 8, we have 8 regular and the leftover is the OT. 12, 8, and 4. They add up to 12. 8 is the maximum regular. So pause the video, try out the next 3 days, and see what you get. So once you get here, we're going to add them up. The whole row, including the original hours, we're going to add up the total, add up all regular hours, and add up all daily. So the daily OT is 6. Now we have to check for the weekly. 40 is the maximum. And we have to compare. Daily is 6 overtime. Weekly is 10.5. This one's bigger, so I use the bigger one. And the key thing is 40 regular, that's the maximum, 10.5, those are my two numbers. And I'm going to do the same thing I did up here. So try finishing it off if you can. Pause the video. For this one, split them up, do the math. So how did you do? I split them up, multiply both by 1520. Overtime gets the extra times 1.5. Calculate both and add them together. So gross pay for this employee, for Kentaro, is $847.40. So pause the video, try this one on your own. See if you can do the same thing. Add up all the hours, or split them and add them, and then check which one's bigger, OT weekly or daily. So this one, I did the math, I added them all up. Weekly, maximum 40, so 4 overtime hours. Daily, by day, I had 12 overtime hours. So I'm going to use those two numbers, regular, overtime. This one's a little different. It's double time for OT. Double time is times 2. So in the end, 784, we split them up, we multiply, and we get 784 total.